Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true.
Good evening, everyone. Let's dive into this Canadian chaos, shall we? You ever have one of those moments where you think, no way that's real? Well, Canada just dropped a bombshell on the world stage, and trust me, you want to hear this. You know Canada, the land of politeness, maple syrup, and endless apologies? Well, today Canada decided to turn the tables on the US by releasing a secret recording of none other than Donald Trump himself. Yes, you heard that right. Canada, the country known for saying sorry, just dropped a mixtape full of diplomatic scandal. And let me tell you, the White House is freaking out.
Where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe that black voters should trust you with another 4 years.
I have been the best president for the black population.
Picture this, staffers scrambling for cover, press secretaries pretending they don't speak English, and Trump, well, we'll get to him in a second. Now, the irony here, Canada, the nation that's practically famous for apologizing, just flipped the script and said, nope, we're not sorry. The audacity, and I'm living for it. The moment Trump thought he was untouchable, Canada served up a reminder of just how sharp those hockey sticks really are. So, let's talk about what went down. Apparently, during a cozy private call with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Trump got way too comfortable and said some choice words about Canada. And, of course, someone, maybe a staffer, maybe Trudeau himself, or perhaps a tech-savvy moose who knows, hit record. And the tape. Oh, it's gold. Trump, in all his glory, called Canada just a state that hadn't figured it out yet, slammed Trudeau as a lightweight, and roasted Canadian healthcare and beer. And beer? Oh no, Trump, you just crossed a line there. You don't insult Canadian beer. That's practically sacrilege. But Trump did. And now, Canada's dropping receipts like a mic. Here's the thing. Trump's whole art of the deal shtick, remember that? He loves to brag about being the ultimate negotiator.
Facts, evidence, reason, logic, an understanding of science. These are good things. These are qualities you want in people making policy.
But in this recording, he shows zero awareness that someone might be recording him. It's like Gordon Ramsay burning toast. Totally off-brand for a guy who claims to be a master at anything. But when the White House tried to deny, discredit, and downplay the recording, it only got worse. They called it fake news, locker room talk, anything to make the tape go away. But here's the kicker. Trump went on Truth Social and admitted it, sort of. I never said that, but if I did, I was right, he claimed. That's not an apology, my friend. That's just a confession with extra steps. Meanwhile, Trudeau is having the time of his life. Picture him giving a press conference with that polite Canadian smile, the one that makes you feel like he's too nice to be mad, but you know you're in trouble. We value our relationship with the US, he said, but we also value honesty and transparency. Translation, I'm not mad, just disappointed. Enjoy the tape.
Why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful.
You don't get a more passive-aggressive power move than that. And Trudeau didn't stop there. Oh no. When Trump suggested Canada should just merge with the US to make life easier, Trudeau's response? Pure gold. He hit Trump with facts, saying, with all due respect, Mr. President, we already have functioning healthcare and gun control. Boom. That comeback's going to be replayed for generations. But wait, it gets better. Trump threatened to impose tariffs on Canada's precious maple syrup. Maple syrup? The liquid gold of Canada. First off, have you seen the prices at Whole Foods? A bottle of maple syrup already costs more than champagne in some places. Second, threatening Canada over syrup is like threatening Italy with sanctions on pasta. You're not hurting them, buddy. You're hurting us. And Canada's response? Well, they released the tape, and just like that, Trump's hardball tactics backfired in spectacular fashion. Now, let's talk fallout. This situation was a disaster for the White House. First, Trump denied the recording. Then he doubled down, then tripled down. He's now tweeting up a storm, calling Canada ungrateful, and bragging about how he made them relevant. Did he really just say that about the country that burned down the White House in 1814? Sure, Trump, sure. But it didn't stop there. Trump's response became a circus. He held rallies, spent hours rage tweeting, and even endorsed a parody account thinking it was real news. That's how deep in the weeds he was. The best part? Mexico joined in. Yes, Mexico. They released a statement saying, "We too have had some difficult conversations with President Trump. Maybe everyone should start recording their calls." Oh, snap. And the world. Oh, the world had a field day. France, Germany, the UK, they all took jabs at Trump, subtly supporting Canada while making it clear they were watching and enjoying the show. But here's the kicker. The final punchline. Trump, unable to admit he was wrong, continued to rant about how he doesn't need Canada. He'll make his own maple syrup. Sir, that's not how trees work. But hey, the crowd cheered. Of course they did. And let's not forget the hilarious timing of it all. This recording dropped during a week when Trump was supposed to meet with world leaders at a summit. Imagine walking into that room after everyone has heard you trash talk one of their closest allies. That's like showing up to Thanksgiving dinner after everyone's heard you trash talking grandma. At the end of the day, Trump's meltdown is the best part of this whole story. He cannot handle being wrong. He doubled down, spun his insults as honesty, and the world just watched him unravel. And let's be real, Canada just flipped the script. They didn't just release a tape. They held a mirror up to Trump's face, and now everyone's watching. So let's give it up for Canada. Trudeau, whoever hit record, and yes, even the beaver in the tweet, they're the real heroes here. Trump might think he can dodge accountability, but Canada just proved that even the nicest countries will drop diplomatic bombs when you least expect it. So here's to Canada, the polite country with the sharpest backbone. Well played, eh? Trump's legal team? Oh, they're sweating bullets now, desperately trying to figure out how to make the recording disappear. But it's too late, my friends. The recording is out there. It's been memed, auto-tuned, turned into TikTok dances, and it's going to be talked about for years. Sorry, but you can't unring that bell. It's on the internet, and it's forever. And the best part? The fact that this recording dropped the same week Trump was supposed to be meeting with world leaders. Imagine sitting in that room, knowing everyone has heard you trash-talking Canada, your ally. That's like walking into your high school reunion after everyone found out you failed math, and you were the one who spread the rumor about the prom date. No one's making eye contact, and definitely no one's passing you the good snacks. But here's the most ironic twist of all. Trump never learned his lesson. This entire fiasco has shown us exactly who he is, a guy who can't admit fault, can't stop himself from doubling down, and definitely can't keep his mouth shut. Meanwhile, Canada, they've got the receipts, the memes, and the polite fury of a country that's done playing nice. They just proved a point, and it's a point that's going to echo in diplomatic circles for a long time. So, here's the final takeaway, folks. Trump thought he could play hardball with Canada, but they dropped the most Canadian power move ever. They didn't need to raise their voices. They just released the receipts. Trump insulted them. They played it cool, and they let the world know. Now, he's the one left holding the bag, and the entire world is watching. And if there's one thing we know about Trump at this point, it's that he's not going to stop making this worse. He's going to tweet more, he's going to say more, and we're all just going to keep laughing.